I think just overall, if I had to sum it up, I don't think the reaction from my family and friends and industry has been different. It's actually been unanimous. And especially in films like this, I think that you pretty much have a framework of the scene. You have a framework of the dialogues.
Can you please share something about Fighter movie?
I can only say
Is the Draupadi project still on?
yes, very much. I would also say the scene with Rajat Kapoor in the car for me was the most challenging scene because I've never been in a situation where I'm literally stuck.
All right. So Deepika, your fans have been requesting for fan questions for a really long time.
Yeah.
There are many of them. Please do take a look at Deepika Deepika Padukone with Faridun. There are many questions you'd love reading them, but I've taken a few. Let's try and take as many as we can. This is Tia Raheja from Pune. How did your family and friends react after watching Gehraiyaan? What was the response from the people of the industry?
I think just overall, if I had to sum it up, I don't think the reaction from my family and friends and industry has been different. It's actually been unanimous. I think everyone's reacting to how fresh this movie is. Everyone's reacting to how it was high time Indian cinema made a film like this or deserves a film like this. We haven't seen such raw, real, and relatable grey characters in a long time, or never really. More so because you don't see them through a judgmental lens. You see them through a very observational lens. So that's primarily been, people are loving just the fact that we've shown extremely honest, and it's a film that also makes you think. It's not a film that is served on a platter. It's a film that makes you think. The end is such that it makes you think and makes you reflect, and maybe could also tell you a lot about what you are going through in your life, or the kind of person that you are, or the kind of people that you are surrounded by. So it's definitely a film that moves you, that stirs you, that shakes you, that gets you thinking, makes you, it's definitely not a film that is served on a platter, that's for sure. And I think that is what the reaction has been, and it seems like a welcome change from everyone unanimously.
All right, this is Harshika from Kolkata. Which scene or aspect of Alisha's life was most difficult or draining to portray?
I think two things. One is the constant carrying of her anxiety and of her past baggage through every scene at a subconscious level was obviously the most exhausting part, because even if she's in a slightly lighter moment, or in moments in a song like a Dube where you're seemingly having a little more fun or seems like a little bit of an escape, emotionally she's still sort of carrying the weight or the baggage of her past along with the anxiety. So that was obviously challenging. And then I would also say the scene with Rajat Kapoor in the car for me was the most challenging scene, because I've never been in a situation where I'm literally stuck. You're in this space with this character. You have nothing to say, so you have no crutches. And here you have this character that's just, going at you, who has like 2 pages of dialogues. And my character is just receiving it and has no word, no dialogue, nothing to say, nothing to counter that with. So I think those for me were the most challenging but also the most exciting parts as an artist.
No, definitely, that must have been. because guilt and fear, a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, Harshita also is asking that can you tell us a little about your upcoming Hollywood rom-com?
Ooh. Too nascent a stage it is at to be talking about that at this point.
All right, this is Parth from Noida. You said you take 2 days to respond to directors after the narration. How did you feel after the narration of Gehraiyaan? What was on your mind for those 2 days? And was Alicia's character this complex on paper too, or you improvised it?
No, I mean, well, first of all, do I always take 2 days or take this kind of time? It's not literally 2 days, but yes, I do take a day or two to think about and to process what I have just heard. And whether it's something I'm ready to commit to or not. And in this instance, emotionally, it was a huge commitment. So of course, I had to take my time to check in with myself and see whether I was ready to do this. Alicia was always a layered character, but I think it just got more depth and more layer as we went along. And yes, I would like to believe that, I've put in a lot of myself into a character as well, as actors do, I think, or at least I do. You take away from every character that you play, you learn something from it, but you also put so much of yourself into every character that you play. So obviously there was a lot of self that has gone into it and a lot of improvisation and layering and playing with it that has gone into it. That is not on paper.
You've said that you like to write with a pencil, scribble with a pencil and add your bits. So does it also include like say maybe certain dialogues as well?
Yes, it could be removing words that don't sit well with me or don't feel right for the character. And especially in films like this, I think that you pretty much have a framework of the scene, you have a framework of the dialogues. But in a film like this, and especially with a director like this, you have the luxury of playing with it and making it your own. And you won't always have that luxury. So I think it also depends on the kind of film that it is, and it also depends on the director. A lot of directors are married to their lines, they are married to their screenplay, and you literally just stick to what is on paper. And within that, you add your layers, or you just sort of, you add to it. But with Shakun's process and with the kind of film that this was, and so basically a combination of both of these things, yes, there was a lot of room to play and to improvise and to keep layering it.
All right, this is Mukesh Malik from Orissa. Hey Deepika, your biggest fan since your debut in Om Shanti Om. Very excited for your Hrithik's Fighter. Just can't wait to see you both on big screen for the first time. Can you please share something about Fighter movie?
I can only say that we go on floors pretty soon, and that's all I can say at this point.
In the
All right,
next couple of
Harshita.
months, yeah, we'll be filming.
Okay, Harshita from Kolkata once again. Is the Draupadi project still on?
Yes, very much.
All right. And when is it going to be starting?
That's a lot of pre-production. So I would think next year.